Hey, happy Friday. Today I'm going to quickly show you how to access AWS services using the command line interface. We are going to install the AWS CLI or CLI, and then we're going to access AWS using the command line interface. Remember, there are three ways you can use to access your AWS services. You can either use the management console, which is what you're looking right now at your screen. You can access all the services in AWS, or you can use the AWS command line interface. In my laptop, I've already installed AWS, but I want to quickly show you how to do it. So I'm going to search for AWS CLI Windows Installer version 2. Basically, version 2 and version 1 are all the same, only that version 2 is a little bit faster and better than version 1. So we're going to go here, go on AWS documentation. I'm using Windows. If you're using Linux or Mac OS, you can select these options. But for Windows, you download this one. For me, I have it already downloaded. That's why I'm using IDM, then I download my Explorer. So it says if existing file is complete, show the download dialog box. So I have it already installed. So I'm gonna open it. It's gonna run. Next, I just wanna repair if there's any. It's gonna run. There's nothing to repair because I've just installed this one. So I hope it will take just a few seconds to repair if there's anything to repair. So, like I said, there are three ways to access your AWS services. You can access using the management console, using the command line interface, or using the software development kit AWS SDKs. Most users, from my experience, they use the management console. But if you're a developer and you find it better to access the using the command line interface, I've seen some people who use that. They've never used the management console to just go using access via the AWS CLI command line interface. So while this is running in the background, I am going to, all right, it's just repairing here, show you some of the services in AWS. So all services, this is the list of all the services provided. One of the common services that you'll find in AWS is IAM, QuickSight. QuickSight is used for business analytics. There's Deep Racer, there's Signer, there's just plenty. If I remember very well, there are over 250 AWS services out there. There are databases, there's DynamoDB, Elasticsearch, Neptune, relational databases. We have Keyspaces, Compute, we have EC2, we have Large Cell, Lambda. There's Elastic Kubernetes services. There's just plenty of services out there for AWS for almost practically any organization out there. It's just checking my store. So while it's validating install, I'm going to show you all the services that you can find. There's blockchain, some business applications here, Chime, containers. We have your Kubernetes, machine learning, Amazon Bedrock, Deep Racer, Forecast, and I think we have Kendra here too. There you go, Kendra. Media services, robotics, satellite, ground station, storage. We have Glacier, so S3 single storage, something like that. Single system storage, something like that. This S3 Glacier, disaster recovery, and many such services. Yeah, it's almost done. AWS CloudFront Global Accelerator, Route 53, front end and web, game development, Internet of Things, game development. There's Amazon Game Lift. There's just plenty of services out there. There's Amazon Cost Explorer. There's also some of the services that you can find on the marketplace, just like your Google Store, Apple Store. These are just third-party softwares that you can access that are hosted, that can be used, that are hosted at AWS Marketplace that you can use to enhance your services. Features. All right, this is almost done. So there's also documentation artifacts in here where you want to look for things like if you have services in your area, if you have compliance issues, you can go on Amazon documentation or artifacts. Blogs, events, tutorials. If you want to learn anything about AWS, you can use those services. All right. IAM, Identity Access Management. You can also do a lot of, you can assign policies, create groups, create users, create your own policies in AWS Identity Access Management. It's going to take a while. Blockchain. Symbol queue services. So this is for notifications and messaging in AWS. It kind of structure or set your message, your notifications in a queue, and it's going to be delivered after the preceding notification is delivered. So why would a company use AWS based versus or vis-a-vis on-premise system or deployments? AWS, the main thing for me, AWS is scalability, and also you're able to quickly test new technologies and deploy them, even if you, assuming that you have an on-premise system. You have to purchase all the equipment and hire the necessary people for you to test new technologies. But if you're using AWS, you just plug in and play. And if you don't like those technologies, you just cancel them off. So it's easy to use, easy to scale up. And if you have, like, let's say you have a website, you have multiple users, your system, your server can be overwhelmed by the request. But if you have AWS, you can it's elastic. You can easily expand its size and decrease its size depending on volume. So most companies now they are going towards the cloud. Most of these companies are using AWS, but of course there is Google. There is also Microsoft Azure. So it depends on the size that you need and also the cost and yeah, the cost of the services that you want. It's almost done. IoT, Internet of Things, one click, green grass, events, device management, CloudWatch. CloudTrail, it kind of tracks. So let's say I have many groups and users in my AWS. If I use CloudWatch, I'm able, or CloudTrail, I'm able to see who is doing what on AWS. It's kind of used, it kind of creates a log of every um, activity on AWS across all your users and groups. Let me test while this is running on the background if I can access the prior version that I had. So I have searched my AWS here. I'm just gonna check if it will allow me. Yeah, it's not gonna allow me because it's running the software. Yeah, finish. I think right now it's gonna allow me. So right now I have AWS CLI version 2.15.40, and it's running or is built upon Python. My Python version is 3.11.8. Thank you. That was a quick video to show you how to use AWS or use AWS services using the command line interface. Actually, how to install the AWS CLI MSI file and access those services. It shows that it's installed here and I can access those services. Thank you and bye bye.